Hello, this is Mike, NoStressMike.com. I want to talk a little bit about females in the three-man militia. Okay, three-man militia is not just men. Three-man militia is made up of men, women, and children. And so the three-man militia concept is learning something and teamwork, coming together. And when you come together like that with two other people, you learn to trust each other. And like I say, it can be men, women, and children. You're learning how to work with each other. You're learning how to work as a team. Now, and you're learning specialties. You're learning, all kinds of cool stuff. And so now when these three-man militias come together, they're already organized because they're organized in threes, and they know how to work with others, and they know their specialties. And so when they come together, that's what makes them really strong and powerful. Okay, now what I'm going to talk about is the female, and well, I guess children would be the same way. Women and children, and in the combat role. Forget it. No. Now the best you could do it in combat would be, we talked about that Samal or whatever it is. They wrap your head, and then so it just leaves the eyes. You could do like that and be in the back. And when the three-man meet and greet comes up, then the people will look over me and they will see people like that, and they won't know that you're women and children. They will just take it for granted you're men. And so it would be the closest you're going to be in becoming in combat. And now it will be a combat role, but it's a combat role from in the back, and it's going to be when we want to show manpower. We want to show that there's a lot of us. That would be the time that you would be showing. In the combat role. You will be doing the shooting too. Now, under normal conditions, and when I say children, we're talking more of their physical size more than anything. And like I say, we want them back because some of the weapons they won't be able to use because they'll be kicking too much. That's why we do the same thing with the women. And that's why I like the SKS. Would probably be about the minimum for a woman. It's 10 shots, and it uses the AK-47 bullet, and the SKS is a little more stable, so it doesn't have much of a kick. It's something they don't have to hold. They can set it down, and they can shoot it like that. And really, about 10 rounds would probably be, unless they're really good in the way of handling firearm, would probably be enough shooting. They'll do their 10 shots, they'll pull back, and then after that they will help everybody else. 10 wounds, guns, give them guns, move ammunition around, this type of stuff while they're doing this undercover. I believe that the combat role will be for men. Men will be the ones that if there's going to be any bleeding and bloodletting and pain and misery, I want the men to go through it. So like I say, when the shooting starts, the woman might empty out the gun and then fall back, and then, like I say, help everybody that you can after that. In the way of combat roles. And then but like I say, it is, don't try to toughen your women up thinking you're going to put them in combat roles. That is, believe me, we don't want that. You want the nurturing side of the female. believe me, after you get wounds, you get hurt, there's going to be a lot of misery there. You don't want your women being in that kind of a situation. You don't want them disabled, beat up and bloody. You do not want that. So you protect your women. You protect them. And but the woman's role will be short when and if it comes to combat. Like I say, I'm going to repeat this again because it's important. You may have some kind of mask, some kind of way to disguise yourself so you look like a man. You're holding the weapon. If the shooting starts, and if you're trained to do the shooting, because not all women can do the shooting, but if you can do the shooting, you will only do the shooting for the first 10 rounds, empty the gun, fall back, reload it. You should know how to reload because you're going to be helping other people reload. So you're going to reload the gun and give it to somebody else that's using an SKS, and then they can use that and start going. So because you're going to be much more effective by helping everybody else stay focused on the combat that they're in. And we want the women safe. But I'm just letting you know, the women's role is everything except for the combat rule. And like I say, make sure that the women have everything they need to do the stuff that they need to do. That's why I push first aid. First aid, 3-man militia, and like I say, even my bus, I'm in the process now of setting it up where I, along with 2 other people, can feed 100 people 2 meals a day. And that's something else, another role that would do good for women. So, but there's a lot of things a woman can do. But whatever it is, make sure it's fun. It's got to be fun. Remember, the reason we're doing the militia in general and the 3-man militia specifically is for the safety of our families, the safety of our women and our children. That is the main reason we're doing this in the first place, so we don't put them in jeopardy. That is why we're here. That is why we organize, we work together, and that's why we need each other, for the safety of our families, the safety of our women and children. This is Mike, NoStressMike.com.